Hello and welcome to the autoX 15th anniversary mega test at the Buddh International Circuit. And what an incredible lineup we have this year. We're starting at this end with the heavy hitters, the brand new Fortuner that has more power and more features. This thing just never gets old. It gets more expensive, but it just keeps selling. King of cool, the Defender. Now it may be sacrilege to take this on a racetrack, but this thing is cool absolutely everywhere, whether it's on the track or off the road. One of the most impressive vehicles of the year has to be the new XUV700. This thing is really well developed, well engineered. Kudos to all the engineers who developed this, because this thing is fantastic. The Hyundai Alcazar, which is an absolute instant sales success. This thing is flying off the showroom floors like you cannot believe. Citroen's entry into the Indian market, and this is supremely comfortable. This may not like to be hustled on a racetrack, but it is incredibly refined, incredibly comfortable, and delivers everything that it promises. Now for the battle of the EVs, the e-Tron versus the I-Pace. These might be ultra expensive, but they are incredibly well developed and actually super fun to drive. If this is the future of motoring, count me in. Now, the best car in the world, the brand new Mercedes S-Class. Not only does this actually feel like the best car in the world, but on the racetrack it feels absolutely fantastic. It shrinks around you and it now drives incredibly well. Whatever the engineers have done with the new S-Class, it's phenomenal. Now for some speed. And in Audi tradition, speed and precision go hand in hand. The RS5 and the S5. Not only do they look like $1,000,000, but they are just built for the racetrack. These things are absolute monsters when you get behind the wheel. BMW 340i, there's a difference in the way BMW and Audi deliver speed. This is wild and playful and sideways, and those are precise and just precision machines. But this is ultra entertaining and potentially the most fun car that we've got here. The Volvo S60, this is also ultra refined and really well developed. It's just incredibly comfortable, whether you're on the road or on the racetrack. The new Audi A4, again, just supremely engineered. The Skoda Octavia, they share so many things in common, but really what they share is that sense of German engineering and the Volkswagen Group at its best. The BMW 2 Series, now if you're going to have someone develop a front-wheel drive car to be driven, it's got to be BMW, and this thing has all the hallmarks of BMW engineering. Speaking of German engineering, the new incredible machines from the Volkswagen Group, the Taigun, and these things are as good as they are colorful. The red one is a manual, the yellow one is an automatic, and they're just really well developed and well engineered. And one of the reasons we do this test at the racetrack is because we can really push them to their limits and get a sense of the inherent engineering. And I can tell you that this, well, trio, because we've also got the Skoda Kushaq, are here because they not only brand new, but feel really well developed and engineered specifically for the Indian market. The main difference between the Kushaq and the Volkswagens is that this is developed a little bit more for comfort. It's tuned for the suspension to ride a little bit softer, a little bit more compliant. The steering is a little lighter. Otherwise, underneath, they're absolutely identical. The Renault Kiger, it looks really good, but I have to say, when you push it to the limit, it just feels like it's got a few rough edges. Speaking of rough edges, when you push it to the limit, the Tata Tigor. Now this is clearly not meant for the racetrack. It's a full props and kudos to Tata for developing an EV that's accessible and for the masses. And for that, they've done really well. But when you push this to the limit, you get a sense that the internal combustion engine cars have been developed for over a century, whereas these are just in a very nascent stage of development. So much work to do, but really good effort. Speaking of good effort, the Tata Punch, it was absolutely fantastic. My first time driving it was yesterday, straight out on the racetrack, and this felt really well engineered and well developed. Not only does it look fantastic, but it rides, handles, steers. It's absolutely brilliant, and it is going to set the market on fire the minute it's launched. Now, the hot hatches, the Altroz Turbo and the Hyundai i20 N-Line. This has got some red bits and it's glitzy and it's shiny, but it actually drives really well. The chassis, the steering, the suspension, everything has been tuned to near perfection. Again, why do we do this at the racetrack? Because this is a controlled environment in which we can push these machines to the limit and really get a sense of the engineering underneath. So let's get to work.